They didn't play by the rules and still made it to the top. This is where the real stories live, raw, bold, and unapologetic. These are real women, real stories, unfiltered success. Welcome to Next to None. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Next to None. I have Miranda Malone with me today, and I appreciate her because she fixes my face. But Miranda, tell us a little about yourself and tell us what you do. What's your business?
So obviously I'm Miranda Malone. All my titles: CEO, founder, esthetician, laser technician, paramedical tattoo artist, and naturopath. I own a med spa here in O'Fallon, and I try to keep all of the things that I do in a clinical standpoint, meaning put medical behind it with the beauty world, to give an actual result and not just be fluffy, and take your money and there's not really an end result. Sure, it's relaxing and everybody needs that. There is a place for everything, but I really get most joy out of actually giving a result and sustainable things.
I love that. So, what got you into that?
So I worked in medical, to start off my career. I was a medical assistant. I started doing that at 19. I got the the greatest pleasure of working with some of the best doctors in my area, so they taught me well. But the one thing that I loved when I worked there is we still did minor surgeries in the office, and I was definitely a picker and a popper and all those fun things. So that is what led me in to being an esthetician. And the minute I walked into the school, I just knew it. I felt it. And I knew the two worlds could combine. And that is really what brought me right here, because I really didn't know what aesthetics was before I entered into that school.
So, let's assume that our audience has no idea what aesthetics is in what
So,
you do.
yeah, so I'm basically the specialist for all things skin, whether that be on the beauty side, the clinical side. It is helping the skin from head to toe. So it's not just the face. You might have spots on your back or overgrowth of hair, all those different things. I am the person that you would come to get an answer or to help you fix those things.
That's awesome. So, you got into it because you liked the medical field and all the things that came with that. Why are you so passionate about it?
Um, to me, I got my passion because I love the way clients feel when they see the result. It gives me the greatest satisfaction. So, um, anytime that I'm doing a treatment, and this even goes back to when I worked at the doctor's office, when we could help somebody and give an answer or they felt better, that really touched my soul and my heart. So I knew that I wanted to continue to grow that path. And I get to do that here.
That's awesome. Excuse me. Um, I know for myself, I'm just going to tell you, I'll tell them what I think it's called that I've been doing. It's a cold hammer therapy. Did I say that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about what that is, because it actually feels fabulous. It sounds a little scary when it's first explained,
Yeah.
but it really feels fabulous.
So definitely, those people that struggle, A, with hydration, B, with inflammation, redness, eczema, all of those characteristics, this treatment is truly beneficial because we're helping hydrate, plump the skin, and also shut that inflammation down. So you're not carrying those red tones. It helps with makeup. It helps with confidence. It also gives you a little bit of that tightening and that glow. So all those things that everybody is truly looking for in one little box. But on top of that, it's super relaxing. So
It
it
is.
doesn't hurt. You get to take 30 minutes to decompress if you want to. Most people talk to me, so they're not getting that whole full relaxation. But if they didn't want to talk, I will sit there, I'll do the treatment, and they get that 30 minutes to unwind.
Love it. I do love it. It is very relaxing, I have to say.
Mhm.
And but I'm a talker, so I literally talk to her the whole time I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
But it does feel so good. And I mean, my face feels fabulous afterwards, but also just be relaxing in that and having that wand thing just kind of move all over
Mhm.
your face is just, I don't know. It's just so, it feels so good. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I could go on
No.
about that, but I won't.
Yeah.
So I know you have your business, but you also have a nonprofit.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the nonprofit.
So the nonprofit is called Ellie's Hope. And that stemmed out of my mother. I was her caregiver for 12 years before she passed away. So when I was first on the journey to start the nonprofit, I thought that I was going to go into the caregiving direction, but unfortunately, that's a whole nother story for another day and another time. So I thought the best thing to do to honor my mother was to lean into who and what she was before she ever got ill. And she was a giver by nature. So she always did philanthropy things and always wanted to help other people. So I took my business and I took what she was, and I merged the two together. And what I do within my nonprofit is those who have gone through medical issues, trauma, domestic violence, rescued out of trafficking, veterans, drug related issues. I do their branding and their scar revision at no charge. That way they can get back to their most confident self and feel healed. And that's what we do with the nonprofit. And I truly love it.
I love that concept because a lot of the women, especially in domestic abuse or have been trafficked, um, we don't always see the scars from the inside, but trying to do something to help them with the scars on the outside is just a really beautiful thing. How does someone get connected to you for the nonprofit itself, or like what are you looking for that?
Definitely, you know, this is still kind of a new concept when you go out into the world and say, hey, I fix scars. Well, how do you fix scars? If a doctor can't fix it, how are you fixing it? So it's not that I'm taking the scar away. I'm minimizing the appearance and I am doing things so it's not as noticeable. And so it's just definitely spreading that word. So if you are someone that knows someone, let them know, hey, this is an option. You know, a breast cancer survivor may never have thought, and I hope this is okay to say on here, that
Yeah.
they wanted nipples and areola again, but they may. And I am that link to do that for them. Or maybe a veteran came home and they got a tattoo overseas, and looking at that gives them PTSD. And I want to help remove that for them so they don't have to look down and remember that time. So these are all just small little things, but even on the scar side, um, maybe you have recovered from drug use and it's embarrassing to you to go to work without a long sleeve shirt. Well, I want to help you be able to wear a tank top, wear a short sleeve shirt, and feel confident in your skin.
I
And
love
so
that.
just letting all those people know.
I know, like my sister, when she was 19, she had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and
Mhm.
she went through radiation and chemotherapy, and for the radiation, they actually tattooed a dot
Mhm.
like right here, and she ended up having to have it removed because she didn't want it in her wedding pictures and all those things. But like those things are real, and people have to deal with that. Like that's it's good because she's great, she's fine, and all the things,
Sure.
but that was just something so small, just thinking about the whole aspect of you know maybe you were overseas in combat or something and you had scars, or there's so many things. A lot of people don't think about that,
Hmm. Yeah. And so, yes, so spreading the word for sure, because I'm a newer nonprofit. I've only been in the arena for 1 year. So just putting my name out there and getting it known. But also, I have a website, and you can go to that and be totally um, where nobody even knows you're reaching out to me. It sends me a thing and I can get back to the person, and it can stay confidential so that they don't even have to let somebody know they're going through that. So
Yeah.
those are really the ways of right now. The help that I need on that side is definitely word of mouth and spreading it out.
Love that. I know, like, so you are an esthetician. Am I saying
Hmm.
that right?
Yeah.
And so it is a business, though. You are running a business not only for your for-profit business, but also you're running a business for your nonprofit, right?
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
And so what was the biggest challenge for you in like developing your business?
Um, so I like to call myself, and I don't know if everybody uses this term, I am a jumper. So
Oh,
if I have a dream, I jump off the ledge. I don't necessarily write out a business plan or have those. I'm if it's in my mind, it's gonna happen. Um, so I would say my biggest struggle is not having that definite plan, and so when those issues come up of revenue, slow times, it's like I've scrambled to try to make it work. And I'm learning that I need those other people around me that are much smarter than I am to help me in my business. I'm learning I need to be, quote unquote, a dumber person in the room so I can take that in and
hmm.
make my business thrive. And also accountability. I'm a solo entrepreneur. So it is very easy, especially in summertime. Hey, it's a nice day. I don't need to get those things done. I'm going to go to the pool and I'll worry about it on Monday. And that's just not the case. Those things do need to get done. And I do need the accountability. And the more and more that I go on, the more and more I know I need it.
It's interesting. I've had many conversations with many solopreneurs, and one of the biggest things that they forget about is they are still leading. They're leading themselves.
Mhm.
And leading yourself can be so challenging because, like especially depending on your personality style, like if you're a people person, leading yourself is hard because you don't have people to bounce it off of. You're not in that day-to-day thing. And so and I always say this to people, having that trusted circle of people that you can go to and be like, hey, I'm struggling with this, or I don't know about this, or what do you think about this, is so very important. Even for small business owners that may have a small group of employees, they have that same issue because you're leading yourself, but you can't really, like, you don't want to go down and ask your employees and talk to your employees about things within the business, so to speak, in some ways. But
Mhm.
then, like, you don't have that circle. And so it's so important to have that circle and to recognize that you have to lead yourself first. And I think that's where a lot of solopreneurs and small business owners get hit the most, is because they start just doing the doing,
Mhm.
and they're doing the doing, and they're not
Mhm.
leading themselves, kind of like what you're talking about, in these other ways. And it's so common.
Yeah. Well, and then you're also that aspect of you don't want to let people in because you don't want them to think you don't know what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
you want to be as cool as a cucumber. So even if you're struggling, you're like, oh, I don't want to let somebody know that I really don't know what I'm doing. Um, but that was definitely the bigger pill I needed to swallow, was like, it's okay because guess what? Everybody else is going through that same thing. They're
Yeah.
just not saying it.
Oh, 100%. It's so interesting because, like, imposter syndrome is that's what I would call imposter syndrome, right?
Hmm.
There's so many people that feel that but never speak that out loud. I was in a bigger group of people the other day, and someone was talking about me into the group, and talking like really great things, and I'm like, why am I here? Like, because
I
these are
totally get that.
like these are some incredible people in the room, and like I was just kind of like, why am I here?
Yeah. No,
But
I totally get that.
as soon as I said that, because I'm leading myself, right? I was like, no, that's not right. I'm here because I'm good at what I do and I bring value to people. And
Oh,
I had to catch myself and kick that right in the nope, not doing that.
yeah, for sure. I totally get that. 100%.
How do you reset that thought in your mind?
Um, it did take me a long time. I will say my first couple of years of being a solo entrepreneur when I first stepped out of corporate,
Hmm.
um, it I didn't reframe that very quickly. Um, and now what I do is even if I'm thinking it, I let it go. I put it in that back file. And then when I'm out of the situation or I'm at home, then I kind of deal with it and talk myself through it or write things down,
Mm,
and learn to figure out that balance. But yeah, I mean, and I still have trouble with it. I don't know that I'll always be like, no, I got it. It's all gonna think I'll always have a little bit of that, like, am I doing this right? Am I doing the right thing? Am I saying
yeah.
the right thing? I think I'll always just have a little piece of that.
I think everyone at any level of leadership has that. They
Mhm.
have that moment of like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. But I think that that is the beauty of the humility in all of leading people and leading
Mhm.
yourself is there's a humility that needs to come with that. If you walk around acting like you know everything all the time and that it never affects you, I mean, the truth is then you're not really being authentic, and people can spot that a mile away. Like people pick that up real quick. And I'm not afraid to say when I don't understand or don't know something,
Right.
because I feel like I can learn from every conversation that I have with anyone, no matter what level they're at,
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
and I
100.
love it.
Yeah. No, I love the amount of knowledge that's around me and that I've been open to accept it.
Hmm.
I love it. So, yeah.
So, what would you say to someone that says, "Hey, I want to start a business," and what would be the first piece of advice that you would give them?
Definitely my first piece of advice is, did you go check the industry? What's out there? Where is it, an uphill swing? Is it a downhill swing? So researching for sure. But next and right there would be, did you write down the plan? Is there a solid plan? Because I'll be the first to say, not having a written plan and just jumping off a ledge, not the best thing to do. I could probably, my business might be in a little bit different bracket right now had I actually wrote down the plan.
I love that you're so open about that because a lot of people wouldn't tell people that.
Mhm.
But I love that you're so open about it because it shows like, hey, there's a learning curve. There's always a learning curve in starting a business, no matter you will go into it and you're like, maybe you're taking over somebody else's business or maybe you're starting one. There is a learning curve in all of that. And
Mhm.
having the right people around you during that time is so important. And again, I'm going to go back to, leading yourself. You're right. Do the business plan.
Mhm.
Like I had a business plan when I started, but I've shifted some things in my business and some things, not my whole business model, but some of it. And I'm like sitting here listening to you. I'm like, I probably need to go back and revisit that again and see if I need to adjust things, you know? Um, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And that happens a lot in businesses in the first 2 years. You're
Right.
really able to hone in on like what you're really, really wanting to do. Because a lot of entrepreneurs start and they're just like, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I'm going to do all this, and I'm going to do everything. And then
Huh?
the reality sets in about 6 months later, and you're like, well, I'm not going to do everything.
Yes, that is 100% correct, because I was like, I'll do all the things in the spa. I will do them all. And not only that, even if you can't, like, even if you could have all the things, and I'm speaking more in terms of services, even if I
Mhm.
could offer all the things, they don't bring me joy. There are
Yeah.
some things that I used to do service wise because, okay, it's trending, it's awesome, and maybe brought some revenue here, but it sucked the life out of me. And I'm like, this is not fulfilling me, not at all. And I've really niched my business down to exactly the services that bring me so much joy and happiness.
I love that because a lot of people will start a business and they'll do something just to get the quick money,
Hmm.
just to start making money quickly. And what happens is you're right. Like over time, you become you don't want to do it anymore. And
Hmm.
then you become burnt out because you're doing something. This is also relatable to like working in someone else's business, and you might have a leader or a boss or whatever you want to call them. And when you're in a role, no matter if you're owning your own business, doing certain things, or you're on a team, like if you're doing something that doesn't you don't derive joy and energy from it, you're not going to last.
Hmm.
Chasing the money does not always bring you joy in what you do. And so, like, because I've seen it like with leaders, like talking to them after I mean, I was one of those leaders. I had a career for 23 years. I loved what I did, but part of it, I was in an environment that was not the healthiest for me. And it was time for me to start shifting and transitioning out. And inside of me, it just became it was a chore to show up.
Hmm.
As much as I loved the people that I led, it was a chore for me to show up. And I'm so happy where I'm at and doing what I'm doing because I get joy and energy from it.
Yeah.
I derive joy from what I do. I love being able to serve and help others. And I get to do that in my business.
Yep. It's awesome. I love it.
So, I mean, like, I love that you shared, that you took away the things that were draining you. And all of us have things that we have to do that, like, there's parts of my business I don't love doing.
Sure.
They're just is. I don't like doing them. And I find someone else to do some of those things that I don't love doing. And then there's some things I'm like, I need to learn how to do this
You're right.
because it's important, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Um, there are parts of my business that are not my favorite, like admin work. I would love to go without that all day, but
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, I have to have the admin work for the business to run successfully. But yeah, I mean, but I don't hate it so much that I don't want to come into work. But there were
Right.
definitely other things where I was like, yep, no, it's going, it's gone. It's got to be.
It's so funny. I love that thinking back to like when I was working for someone else and I just kind of dreaded going in
Mm-mm.
because it was like, I don't really love this anymore. It wasn't the people, it was what I was doing.
Oh, yeah,
And as leaders across the board, we have to recognize when that happens.
that was my shift to go when I couldn't take it anymore. and I stuck it out because I worked for doctors' offices doing exactly what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I knew because I love what I do, and the fact that I went in and I didn't love it, I'm like, okay, I have to. What is the next step? Is it me starting my own business, or is it finding another
Mm,
doctor's office? And I was like, no, because if I go to another doctor's office, it's going to be the same thing. You have to make everybody fit in a box. And that just doesn't work for how I do aesthetics work. Nobody
right.
is the same. And I wanted the freedom to do it however I wanted. The
Yeah.
hard thing is I had to go backwards to go forward. And boy, that was really hard. But I weathered it and I made it happen. And now all the things that I dreamed of, I have in my building on my own. I bought them. They are mine, not anybody else's.
I love that. And I love that you just owned all that you've done, right? Which is
Mm-hmm.
great because a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, this person helped me. Oh yeah, yeah, this person helped me." But sometimes we give credit to people that really wasn't them. It was us. It was us. You
Sure.
did that, Miranda.
Yeah.
You built that and you are killing it.
Yes. Yes.
Does it
And
make you
it took
proud
me
of
a long
yourself?
time to say that out loud. It really did take me a long time because I
Yeah.
would have given credit to other people. And don't get me wrong, there are definitely a million women. And some of them you know, and I'm sure they're helping you too, because obviously we're a part of the same group. And and they already know that I give my thanks to them, but they also want
Yeah.
me to own what I did to get here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
It's so hard for us as women sometimes to like take credit for what we've done ourselves.
mhm. Oh yeah.
I don't know, especially I guess for me because like the career that I was in ministry for so long and it was just never about me, which was a good thing. And but sometimes now that I'm running my own business, I have to stop and say, no, I did that.
Mhm.
Or, in my previous career, there was times where my ideas were taken as someone else's. And you get it just gets taxing over time. And then you get to the point where you're like, no, I did that. I'm owning that. That was
Yeah.
mine.
100.
Love that.
100%. Yeah.
It's a confidence that I don't think it's just for women. I think men also struggle with that at times.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
it's scary to lead yourself. It's scary to start your own business. Um, you are either going to thrive or you're going to fail in it, right?
Hmm.
Because it's all about what you put into it and what you are doing to build it.
Hmm. For sure. And I'll tell you, essential rejuvenation itself, my first go round, and I'm not going to use the word fail because I had somebody slap me for that.
Yeah.
Um, but I did right when I was out of school. I'm like, I'm going to start my own business. I rented a spot. I thought I'd open the doors and they'd walk right through. And I had to ultimately, that space, I had to close it down after the first year because it wasn't thriving. And I'm not going to take that as a fail. What I am going to
Hmm.
take it as is a learning block. And
Absolutely.
then I went and worked corporate, got all that education and that support in that arena and took that all in, and then I was like, nope, I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna change some things and make it thrive. And that's exactly what I did.
We learn from our mistakes, don't we?
Oh yeah, for
Everybody,
sure.
everybody, well, not everybody. Everybody should learn from their own mistakes.
True. True. Yes.
Okay. So what's next for you, Miranda? Like with your business, what is your like next thing that you're going to do with your business?
So the next goal, I would really like um, to continue bringing like more advanced treatments in here. I do want to expand on that side, but I am hoping within the next year, I would really like to have a space. Um, some people call them salon lofts,
Hmm.
but that I'm not looking for it to be the beauty industry. I would really like to grow it as a wellness community where each of these people that are within my space um, are their own business, but we are kind of a community together, entities as kind of a one stop shop. So
Mm-hmm.
that is where I am looking to grow to, whether that be in 26 or within the next 2 to 3 years. That is definitely the next space of things within my business. And I'm excited about it.
That is awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. And I want you to tell us all of your, how do people find you? Uh, do you want them to follow you on social media? Like tell me all the things and tell so they can uh follow you, reach out
Yes.
to you.
Yes. So you can go to my website, which is the longest name in history. I'm hoping to fix that soon, but it's ESSREJMED 2023.com, which will then take you to all my social media platforms that I'm on. And right now, with Essential Rejuvenation, I really only focus on Facebook and Instagram as far as the necessary means. I am out on LinkedIn, but I don't do as much in that arena as I do on the Facebook and Instagram, and then on my website. Um, Also, my website will also take you to the nonprofit as well, but you can also go to the website for that, which is ellieshope.org. Um, and all the information will be shared on there. I would love people to follow me on the socials because I do a lot of education pieces, um, things that people just really don't talk about. I go into the taboo arena of fads, trends, right, wrong, and make sure people are well aware of what they're doing with their skin.
Love that. Love that. You said something and I was like, oh, I need to ask her that question. Now I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh man. Okay. You're talking about that. You're talking about that. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's okay.
It
Maybe it'll come to
happens.
you later, and then
Maybe.
we can add an addendum or something.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciated it. And I really loved hearing about not only your business, but also your nonprofit. Um, I love the whole premise of your nonprofit, and I love that you're helping people that maybe feel like there really is no hope for some of those things. And so I think that's really beautiful. So thank you for doing that.
Not a
And
problem.
well, thank you for being here, and we will see you next week.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
Oh, by the way, I did want to say this, guys. Gentlemen, if you're listening, my husband gave me a little package for her for Mother's Day. And so that's why I'm going and seeing her. It's just, it's basically facials type of stuff. And it is so worth it. This is a great opportunity for you to reach out to Miranda, buy something beautiful for your wife or your girlfriend, for her to have some facials or whatever the things is that she wants to do. I really highly recommend Miranda.
And I'll take men too. I love seeing
Oh,
men.
okay.
They're the quiet people who actually lack the confidence, but they don't want to say it out loud. So I love having them in here too.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Miranda.